Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. We find ourselves once again on our new home island, or what will be our new home island. We are creating this kind of interesting shaped thing. From the air, it's kind of got a bit of a Millennium Falcon thing going on. We worked on a stone circle last time, and we created a little avatar for ourselves, which I think is probably actually too big, but hey, it's a thought that counts. This time, I thought what we could do is work on this little cut through here. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, that is just a little cut through. Why would you even bother looking at it? Well, I'm thinking we deal with the small stuff, and then the big stuff can kind of handle itself. So what I'm going to do is I should probably go back to the brush. Hit brush, find raise and lower. Make sure the size is right. No, it is not. Move it down. Make sure the amount is kind of tweaked down so we don't carve our way through to the bottom of the world. Oh, that's raised. No, I didn't want that. A Control Z option, like an undo option, would be real nice, but whatever. Whatever, we deal with what we are given. So just push that down a little bit. That's nice. Hit smooth, and then we can crank the amount up. Brilliant. Smooth back. It's a little awkward moving the mouse around. Moving the camera around. Ooh, what are we talking about? It's the camera, no? So we'll just smooth that passage off. There we are. So it's a distinctive or definitive cut through. We'll go to objects and we'll find ourselves some rocks, because what I'm thinking is, in fact, why don't we go to trees? Hello, trees. You know what tree I'm going to be looking at now? Yep, it's going to be the ficus tree. And we're going to throw a tree in here. Now, what I don't want is to be able to stand here and look straight down this passage, because I'm thinking, if a player's walking through here, or if a player needs to walk through here, then they can just see straight to the other side of the island, and it's like, well, that's fine, but I'd rather occlude their vision, because it just makes it look more interesting. It adds depth to the island as well, so not being able to see everything all at once is definitely a thing that we are going to attempt to do. We're going to move this tree so it's a little bit more upright, because it's taken its horizontal value from the ground that we've placed it on, which is kind of off to one side anyway. We're going to grab some rocks from here. Now, what I'm going to do is, wow, that is a big rock. Ugh, it's an enormous rock. We're going to place it down into the ground. I want to, like a little, no, you can go away. Delete the object. Yes, I would actually rather. That is what we want. That's what we want. Where was the little tiny rock? It was it this? No, that was the one we just put down. Ooh, we've got other rocks here. Small rock. Balrog? No, small rock. Ah, no, that's, yeah, perfect. So we've got these small rocks here. Ah, no, these are going to be brilliant. Let's grab these, move them out. Nice. Right. So keeping in context with our kind of Cornish theme that we got going on, Cornwall is built on granite. It's built on something called Blue Elven, or at least the bit that I'm in is built on Blue Elven. And you get a lot of granite used in houses, and you get a lot of granite used in sort of walls and sort of divisions for fields and various bits and pieces. So seeing like a style or something made out of granite is not unusual. Whereas in other parts of the world or other parts of the country, it might be made out of wood, or it might be made out of bricks. If you're up in sort of Gloucester way, there's a lot of red brick use up there, especially in the valleys. What am I doing? I want to rotate. I'm talking, and it's just like, oh, you were talking, but you actually want to rotate this thing around, no? Yes, I do. And I want to press C because I want to clone it. And then I want to press R because I want to rotate it. And then I want to press T because I want to pull it towards me. And then I want to press R because I want to rotate it a little bit more. And probably rotate it. There we go. On its axis. There. Brilliant. We can push it back. And then just pull it in a little bit. Drop it down. Get it low. All right. Cool. It's going to be I don't want to say higgledy-piggledy, because people might not know what that means, but it's got to be slight randomness to this. Right, cool. So we're just going to put that there. What are you doing here? You're busy being a random rock. I like it. You can stay being a random rock, but we'll take your sibling here, and we are going to rotate this around, and probably do this. Press T, bring it in, down, and just kind of smash it into the ground here. Yeah. Ah, look at that. Look at that. That's nice. That's actually real nice. These ones here, we can clone that, bring it out, drop it down. So it's kind of there. So it kind of gives an impression that people were on this island at some point, some ancient people, because there are lots of structures on islands. I think Christmas Island. Is Christmas Island the one with the heads on it? And then there's like, oh, we had a lot of trees here, but we chopped them down to make like avatars for our deities. And then, well, actually it all went a little bit wrong because then we had no trees and we had to go and leave and probably move to New York where there are still no trees, but you can get a pizza at any time of the night, no? Oh, man. It's actually really funny. People come to Cornwall and they're like, I actually had that a couple of weeks ago. My sister's band came down and the lead singer, after they finished their set, was like, all right, let's go get some food. And I'm like, dude, well, everywhere's shut. And he's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, everywhere is actually shut. It's Cornwall. Shuts about 5 o'clock. And he's like, you, what? So, yeah, that's a thing. We're just creating this little cut through here. Actually, don't know how deep all of this is, but it's we'll put some foliage and various bits and pieces over the top. What we are missing is cows. There seem to be a lot of cows and horses here. That is a thing. Just grabbing some bits and pieces. Shoreline rock. You are a different color to the other rocks. We do not like you. What about this rock? Oh, yes. So as I was doing the edit last time, it was like, do you actually know the difference between koi and what did I say? Can. So can, and koi. Oh my word. Yeah, they all have different meanings. I kind of forgot that Khan is actually a town, like an ancient village, whereas koi is a burial chamber, like a burial chamber made out of granite. The interesting thing is, a lot of this stuff doesn't actually show up on Wikipedia for whatever reason. It's just like, oh, all right. Is it really not showing up on Wikipedia? Why is that? Well, you get sort of local Cornish things or local things to your area. They might not actually show up on a website designed to obfuscate things. So that's okay. So what does this look like? Is this an obvious cut through? Kind of has an interesting feel about it, but we need to make it look like this side does look like a path. Cool. This side doesn't really look like anything, so we need a way of making it look like this is a way of sort of getting through to the other side of the island. So I don't want to block anything off. What I might do is, I tell you what, let's go over here. Let's grab one of these standing stones. You are not a standing stone, my friend. Well, maybe you are. You certainly are. So I'm going to press C, I'm going to press T, I'm going to drag you over this way. Come with me. Oh, that's interesting. Oh no, it does work. It does work. You can actually drag and pan at the same time. Nice. Real nice. So you might be saying to yourself, oh, I'm liking the series, but why did you not put a video up earlier last week, no? I don't know what voice that is. Mum's like, hey, you doing cat face again? And I'm like, yeah. So I actually do that voice in real life as well. It's a problem. I'm not seeking help for, but yeah, that's where it comes from. Cat face, the old Weeble stuff animation. Yeah, so I was going to put one of these episodes up earlier last week, and I was thinking, all all right, all I need to do is the edit, upload it, and everyone will be happy. And then the bike broke down, so I spent 4 hours standing at the side of the road thinking, maybe I need to buy a new bike. So that was a thing. Yes, the AA came out, or AAA if you're in America, and they were like, so, yeah, I'm coming to look at your bike, but I don't have a bike trailer. And I was like, dude, you're going to need a bike trailer because the stick coils are sort of breaking down. He's like, oh, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, it runs for about 6 minutes and turns off. That's a stick coil. And he was like, oh, all right. So he turns up and he says, yeah, it runs for 6 minutes and turns off. That's the stick coils. Oh, I guess I'll call a recovery truck for you. So, yeah, it took a long time. If you have a motorbike, they're great fun, but yeah, you will end up sort of occasionally standing at the side of the road thinking, good heavens, I wish I had a roof or something, or even a cup of tea, a cup o' tea. So I was stranded shallow? Stranded in the countryside? Certainly not. Certainly not. Certainly not. Stranded deep? Get it? Because, all right. No, fine, just me. Right. So we've got this little cut through here. We've thrown a load of granite at it, which is kind of cool. We're going to need to do stuff to make it... I don't want you there. You're not defined well enough. There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks nice. We have to do something with this beach. It's too flat, too empty, too... I hate to use the Spanish, but je ne sais quoi. Haha. Yes. I think some people might actually go, oh yeah, no, that's Spanish, and just ignore. I love the fact that some people will just kind of just take anything you say on the internet as I want to say as read, but again, people might not understand it as the truth. Whereas quite a lot of the stuff that you say, you might say in jest or with a very dry sense of humor. And I found that certain countries, certain people from certain countries don't get dry sense of humors. And there is a very famous case during the Korean War back in the 1950s where the British were under attack, a heavy attack. They were on top of one of the hills and they were getting attacks from all sides. And it was a case of, well, we need help now. We need desperate help now. And the Americans phoned in and said, all right, lads, actually, I don't know what American sounds like. So they're from the north. They're from Yorkshire. Yup, lads, what's going on? And the British were like, things are a bit sticky. And the Americans were like, okay, right, well, the British say things are a bit sticky, so we'll just leave them to it. When actually what they meant was, good God, get help here now. We are going to explode. So that was the thing. I'm looking for small plants at the moment. Small plants which we can use to kind of break up these rocks. Because I don't want these looking like they've just been dropped down from the sky. Now, we don't have the traditional Cornish plant material that you would normally find here, which is heather and bracken and gorse. I think those are the three things. So, yeah, basically the three things that you would find in Cornwall. Trees, not so much. There's quite a few sycamores and various bits and pieces. Yuccas. Now that might be a good thing to have here, a yucca, because that will actually encourage people to come to this point. We do actually have yuccas in Cornwall because it is kind of subtropical. So you very rarely get frosts, very rarely get snow, in fact. It's kind of a thing. We get all the rain in the world, but very, very limited sort of cold stuff. So I put a couple of yuccas here, and where else? I don't think so. We're not. I don't want to make it obvious that we've placed yuccas here. See, the one on the other side looks okay, but trying to jam it in here is no. Okay, let's not do that. It doesn't look good. I think that's the thing. I'm not going to put palms inland because these types of palms, the ones that grow coconuts, tend to be found on the coast because the coconuts don't tend to get picked up by the birds. Maybe crabs. Crabs tend to carry stuff around. So I'm going to look for something. That's okay. That's good. Let's put that. Let's put that there. Let's rotate it a little bit so it's not real clipped into the thing. Let's select this. Let's move it out a little bit. You and you. Yeah, that's better. Much better. Much better. Right, what about this bit here? It's bothering. You bother me, boy. You bother me. Bush. Huh. We could have a bush. Let's put a bush there. There we go. We have a bush. This is beginning to look real nice. Kind of micro creating something on a huge island is good. I'm liking this actually. And we can obviously put stuff where stuff shouldn't really be. Like here. And I hit R, rotate. Let's do that. Oh, well, there's the sea foam under the island. That's a thing. That's a bit of a discussion on the YouTubes at the moment. If you go and look at the last video, why does that happen? And Omar was saying, hey, you can see it happening when the angle gets to a certain point. And I think it's related to these guys, the white caps. I think that's basically the animation, the surface animation. So when you get kind of a shallower sea, you don't get the white caps, and the animation gets a little bit more relaxed. So you get this kind of nice join between the coast and the water. But when you have a very steep shoreline, then the animation, like here, is still quite rough. And if you have it steeper again, then what you might find is that this animation out here with white caps, which can actually get very, very stormy, will lift up the edges of the ocean mesh, and then you can see underneath it, and it looks a little bit wrong. A way of fixing that, if you still want your steep shoreline, would be to make the water underneath a bit shallower, but then keep this kind of steep side to it. Which you would see normally this kind of very steep-sided, sandy shoreline in things like estuaries and stuff. So yeah, cool. So we're going to head back to this area here, which we are kind of focusing on. It's if we click off that, if we click no terrain objects, there we go. And then now we've got this kind of cool walkthrough. We have a yucca plant there. We have some banana plants to break up the look of the rocks. This guy here is a little bit too obvious as a thing. Let's move it back. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, boy. So that's kind of cool. A little cut through there. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Anything else we can put there for making the ingress through there interesting? It's like an interesting little path, little S path. Cool. Can we put anything down that kind of breaks up that ground? Yeah, I'm thinking a few more rocks. So if we go rock, big rock, keep the item limit down a little bit. Press T, bring you down. If we bring you back a little bit, just so it's poking through the mesh. Yeah, is that going to be good? Is that guiding you in? Just a little tweak. And T. I don't want it to look like, hey kids, you want to walk through here, that's great, but here's just a load of rock. Hopefully the grass is going to sort of grow up around it, the grass sprites and everything. So it looks like, hey, here's a path through here. I am liking this, so I'm going to clone it. Boop. And then I'm going to drag it this way. And then, what are we doing? It's the green one. Just going to move it down. Red, blue, green. Let's hit R to rotate. Let's make it level. Yes. Now we know. Right. There we go. And we'll put that through there. And if we just hit terrain objects, just get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like it's kind of man-made with these little steps here. We've got a bit of rock here, and we've got this nice cut through. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I am loving that. That's kind of neat. It's better on one side than it is the other. Why is that? It's better on this side. We can actually change. Can we change the... No. Terrain. There we go. There we go. We've got a... where is it? Where is it? Time. There we go. Oh, we can change the time of day. So, what's that? That's the moon. Ah, hello, the moon. There we go. So we'll change the time and just see what it looks like at different times of the day. Like sunrise. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. What about this? Does this have any sort of neat effects? Different times of the day. Ooh. Does it give you... No. It does have a kind of sundial-esque effect. Although, because the sun sort of rides straight overhead, rather than, I guess if you were in the very northern or southern hemisphere away from the equator, this would have more of a sundial effect. But no, that's kind of neat. Right, okay, what else can we focus on that is small but interesting? I'm kind of not liking this cliff edge here, and I'm not liking the fact that the beach is, well, the way it is. It's kind of bothering me. So what I'm going to do is throw in some cliffs and just see where it takes us. As a little journey. So we might have a happy little accident. And, oh my god, I actually had to explain who Bob Ross was the other day to somebody. I was like, Bob Ross. And they were like, I don't know who that is. Bob Ross? He's like the most amazing artist that ever had lived. He's absolutely brilliant. I had been shown the Bob Ross 24-hour live stream on, what was that? That was Twitch. And it was like, hey, this is the Bob Ross 24-hour live stream, haha. And then I think James and I just sat down and watched it. We were just like, just taken in. It's like, so we're going to put in a little bit of green here. And oh no, we slipped with the brush. But that's okay. It's a happy little accident, which becomes a happy little bush. And I was just like, this guy's freaking amazing. I just love the way he does his art, or did his art, and he was so calm and so patient. And it was just like this guy, man. So yeah, if you don't know who Bob Ross is and you have any sort of interest in art whatsoever, then definitely look him up. He's an American, was an American artist. He's sadly he's not with us anymore. But so we're gonna change the size of this brush down, and we're gonna wow, we left the amount up, but that's okay because that's kind of what we wanted to do anyway. So, got to remember to turn the amount down. Why is it shared across all the brushes? I don't know. But yeah, so places like here, this is way too steep, so we'll just push that back a little bit. This area, the areas like this can be used for houses and various bits and pieces. So that's cool. I just don't want it to be obvious that there's like a 90-degree angle. We want it to be eroded. The soil has to be eroded down. Soil obviously being bits of dead plant anyway that has been there for years and years and years. So it might not be even as if it were placed by a computer. Who'd have thought? So yeah, interesting. Soils come from, I think they begin with like mosses and lichens, or lichens, but I don't know who says lichens. It's lichen. I was always told it was a lichen, which is was it a combination of mold and something else? I think it's like two entities as one. Mosses and lichens. Moss is an individual entity, whereas lichens two. I would have to look that up. However, this is not looking too bad up here. I'm not really liking the fact that it's like, hey kids, here's a load of cliffs. By the way, it sort of jets out into the ocean. Maybe we can do something with that. Objects. T. Should we just drag you back a bit? Yeah. Let's put R, rotate you in. I might have to lower the land just there, just a little bit. Yeah, I'm not getting the vibe from it. Maybe we could put trees or something. Oh, maybe we could trees or something there. That would be interesting, because it's kind of at that point, you do expect some sort of scree or dirt or stuff to fall down over time. So what we could do is just push this back a little bit. Knock that in. Uncover some of this cliff edge, but leave the dirt there. Smooth that off at the bottom. No, we really do crank the amount up. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's actually neat. Right, well, here's our happy little accident. That feels a lot better than just having two cliffs slammed into each other, forming a very rough point. And what we can do is go to our objects, find our trees, and you know exactly what's coming next. We're going to find old Mr. Ficus. Old Mr. Ficus, and see what happens when we jam a ficus there. Wow, it's not... that ain't great. I'm going to be honest, that's not great. It's not going to be working for me. It's too... Nah, it's too much. Too much. Much too much. So what we can do is get rid of you. Yep. And instead... not that. Nope. We're going to try some various bits and pieces, I think. Definitely. Ah, hello. Hello. Yeah. You go upright because trees tend to grow upright and not off to one side. Although certain palms do grow off to one side. I do have... I have a dragon tree, which I think is a type of palm. Not liking that, no. And that two of the trunks of it, which come off as like a central trunk, have grown straight up, and one's grown out and then straight up, which is kind of an interesting way of doing things. We are not going to have that. I need something with a trunk to it. Would you stick to the side of the mountain? Maybe? You're too big. You're too big. Let's get rid of you. This isn't that tall, I think. I have a feeling this isn't really that tall. So while we do have quite a big cliff here, and while we would, if we were to jump off the top and hit something on the way down, we would break both of our legs. We need something sort of the right size. Let's try. I have an idea. Let's go straight and use a palm. Yes, there we go. So the palm obviously grows on the coast because the coconuts. I think, did I cover this earlier? The coconuts, which haven't actually spawned here, will tend to fall into the sea and then float around and then end up on coastal areas. But because they're not a seed pod or something that can usually be carried by birds, then you won't tend to find them inland. Depends on the type of palm, but these particular ones, I don't think you'll tend to find them that far inland. I mean, it's just a preference of mine not to try and keep them. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm placing things. Go away. No, don't go away. Stay with the video. No, basically, so the way I tend to do it is so palms with coconuts keep on the outer areas where there's sand. Trees with seeds that can be carried by birds, like the pines and the ficus, keep them all inland. You can have a border area where the trees mix and certain plants mix, because what you do tend to find, even on the most sort of barren of places, as soon as there's a sort of thin degree of soil, and if birds can get there, then you find that plants or plant species will start growing. So you do get islands with things like cook pines and ficus and all various bits and pieces. And sometimes the seeds can be carried aloft on the wind, which is very tricky if you have things like palm trees, where if the wind is strong enough to pick up things like a coconut, finding palm trees in areas where palm trees aren't going to grow is the least of your worries. Being beamed in the noggin by a palm tree is probably a palm tree, an entire palm tree. No, a coconut is probably more worrying. So we'll throw these things around, and basically I'm doing this to break up some of this sort of rockiness, outcroppiness. We are going to have to push that out a little bit. I'm thinking we do something with rocks here. Keep it kind of a rocky coast. There are some places in Cornwall where you have kind of very thin but very rocky shoreline. So you might have a big sandy beach and another big sandy beach, and then you have a cove, which is a very small inlet. And that cove is actually full of car-sized boulders. There's one over at Castle Zorn near Sennen. So Sennen Beach, fairly famous. There's a lot of surfing and stuff that goes on there. And further up is a place called Castle Zorn. And that is... we left our amount up again. Let's just sort of smooth that off. There's a place called Castle Zorn. And that is where the wreck of the RMS Mulheim is. And I've been there several times. In fact, I got some pictures of it because, photography and stuff. And it's a very bouldery beach. It's very dangerous if there happens to be a storm rolling through. You really don't want to be there at that time. So, yeah, we're going to not recreate that because it's not really a cove. It's more of a headland, this. But let's kind of raise the sand up, raise the beach up underneath. Can we do that? In fact, let's use this. Let's just push this out here. Can't really see much, so what we're going to do is display ocean off. Ah, there we go. We've made a mess there. Fine. So what we're going to do is this. Is that going to take the... let's crank the amount up. Yeah, all right, that's cool. I was reaching across the keyboard for the Photoshop tools for increasing the size of a brush, and then I realized this isn't Photoshop. It's like, square brackets won't work here, lads. All right, so I'll push this apron out a little bit. We've still got this huge sort of area here for things to swim around and various bits and pieces, but that's fine. We'll grab the smoothing tool, we'll crank it up and rip the knob off, and then we'll hit the size, and then just smooth this off here. Ooh. So we are pushing things out, and then we're smoothing them out. Yeah. Nice. So I'm going to do the same over there. Just make sure the beach is kind of smooth. Then we can turn the ocean back on. Oh, we haven't done anything. Well, we kind of have. We prepared ourselves for the next brush. So we will... Actually, no, let's use this again. This is neat. Yeah. We can push this out. Cool. I don't want it to be like a smooth shoreline. Let's have it sort of a... Yeah, that's kind of cool. Just want to get it so it's fairly shallow. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do on this side of the island. Well, we'll just leave it to our subconscious to kind of think about for the time being. But we will push this stuff out. Cool. There we go. So yeah, kind of a sandy headland. You do find in nature that we have a headland. Sometimes sort of you have like a sandbar or sandbank that forms because of the sort of general flow of water. Sand is deposited behind the headland, whatever. So, whatever. Ugh. Okay, so we're going to throw some rocks in here. Not that rock, though. I would tell you what, let's get rid of that. Let's go back. Let's turn the water off again. Display ocean. Good. And let's grab this. And let's grab the smoothing, because I think this is way too steep. Way too steep. Yeah, it is. It is way too steep. So we'll grab this. Yep, let's do that. Let's grab that. There we go. Let's get this little step here. Then we could grab the smoothing tool Rip it up, crank it up, rip the knob off. Yeah, there we go. So we'll smooth this off around here, because we're not going to see this from this top, from the beach itself. But I do want it to be kind of smooth. There, nice. And then we turn the display ocean back on, so we've got a slightly wider beach. Put things like little. We'll put it here. I tell you what, let's grab some rocks. That's not the menu for rocks. This is the menu for rocks. Now we've got these shoreline rocks. There we go. Ah, there we go. I do like these shoreline rocks. They're pretty neat. Now, the game will put rocks around the shoreline anyway, whether you want them or not, when you play this live, just as it puts grass and seaweed and then boulders and stuff and sea stacks under the water. So you have to be careful. If you think, I'm going to put some shoreline rocks here and there's some shoreline rocks over there, then you have to be aware that you might actually get blocked off during your play session time. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I've been talking for too long to myself in a room with a computer that is made of bits salvaged from Jodrell Bank. No, it's fine. We have this kind of beachy thing going on. We're going to have some objects, objet d'art. We're going to hit structures, and we're going to find a rowboat. Hey, there's the rowboat, because I want to put you kind of here. Ah, immediately. In fact, I think the angle and everything is absolutely fine for that. See, we've got a little bit of water showing through. Cool. There's a little bit of wood poking out the sand. It's kind of buried in. Yeah, that is actually real nice. So if we're sort of running along here, let's go there. So we're running along here and we go, yeah, no, that's cool. And if we look at it from up on the cliff tops, gives us some interest on the beach. Ah, nice, neat. So happy little accidents, yeah. Yeah, we could call this Bob Ross Peninsula or something. Don't know. But it's, yeah, I think I still want to break this up. How do we do this? Let's think about this. If we raise and lower height, what we can do is crank this down. Make sure this amount slider, good God, this is going to be the bane of our building life, maybe, is cranked all the way down. We crank it. No, this is not what I'm thinking. There we go. Crank that up a bit. So we actually get some sand piled next to the old cliffs. There we go. There we go. So it doesn't look like these cliffs have just been placed here. It looks like the sand is kind of built up around the bottom of them, which you do get on beaches and various bits and pieces. So the sand will rise up. It's a shame we can't put holes through geometry, or we can't have the island terrain. We can't actually make tunnels and caves and stuff properly. I mean, we can kind of pseudo do it with cliffs. We can make ourselves a little inland cliff hole thing, but it's kind of tricky and it's not great. I think Planet Coaster has an interesting terrain modification system where you can actually do that, but it might be beyond the scope of the developers for the time being. So we're cranking the amount up. Obviously, get rid of these sort of triangular lumps, which are kind of probably be barely visible in the recording actually, but they're definitely there. So I'll do this, kind of make sure it's as smooth as possible, so it looks as realistic as possible as we are running around on the island later on. Cool. So that looks a little bit better. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Oh my word, yes. So the bottom of these cliffs now has this kind of sand pushed into it. That looks so much better. I'm just going to check the top, make sure we haven't disturbed anything up here. Nope. Good. Absolutely brilliant. It's a little bit rough there. I'll smooth that down. Cool. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, no, I'm liking that. So if we go back to the objects, we want trees, and we're going to throw a few more palm trees in. Palm. Where are you? Pine. No, that's not what we want. We want palm. There we go. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry. I mean, I don't, but, you know. Let's do this. Let's rotate you. T, jam you down into the ground so the base isn't showing anywhere. Do the same thing with that. A little bit of cheeky rotate. In fact, you look a little bit uncomfortable there, so I'm going to bring you out a bit. There we go. And throw another. Ooh, part. Do that. Yeah. Let's do that. I do have a parlor palm as well. It's not doing so well. It's one of so all the plants that I have at home, they are kind of refugees. They are what my sister left behind when she moved out of my parents' place. And I was like, do you want your plants? And she was like, not really. She's like, oh, not really. Oh, I didn't know why I wanted these plants. Oh, don't want two trees the same height next to each other. So yeah, I got a variegated rubber tree, which is an enormous thing, a dragon tree, and a parlor palm, which is, I tell you what, they do not like to be standing in water. So if you have one of those things, you need sandy soil, and you don't want to be putting it in water. Don't want to be standing in water. In fact, oh no, we got rid of the cliff. Oh, I wanted to get rid of you. We'll have to fix that. Yeah, apparently the main reason for houseplants dying is actually overwatering. And the old, in fact, we can just clone that, can't we? The old root system's getting, becoming rotten. So, how did this go? Was it like that? Because there's a bit of stuff there. Well, can't win everything. We want the blue one. We want the blue one. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now we know. Right, okay, fine. And then push that in. Let's push that in there. Good. We have this weird lump here. Not sure what that's doing. Is that still looking okay at the top? Strangely, it is looking absolutely fabulous. Right, cool. What about the bottom? This might have actually been the other way around, you know? Whoosh. Was it the other way around? I think it might have been, actually. Well, we can just quickly play with this. So let's pull that out. Not sure it was. Not sure it was. This is why I really want like a history tool with the map editor. That would be really, really neat. So I think that was through serendipity more than planning. That was actually how it was. Good. Right, fine. So that's actually okay. Huh. It might have been over slightly to the left, but you know what? I'm going to leave it. Whatever. So we've got these cliffs. They're being broken up by the trees. I'm not sure I want this guy here. Let's get rid of you. And find the tree. No, rocks, trees. And go for the palm. Where are you? Freaking everything. There we go. So it's slightly smaller. And we'll jam that down slightly to the ground so we don't ever see its the bottom of its mesh. Fine. That's actually not looking too bad. The reason I don't want to, like a massive tree here is fine, but I don't want one here because when we're standing here, we look around at the top. We've got these trees and we're sort of looking out, but we might end up saying, you know, hello and welcome to study by standing on these cliffs. We don't want too much stuff obscuring our view, you know? So that's the thing. That was my impression of me. Doesn't sound anything like me. Okay, fine. So we've got this area up here. We're not too sure what we're going to do with this. The royal we. We've got this kind of area over here with the old metal ship. Probably do something with that. We've got these areas here. We're going to make a sort of a sandy area on this side of the island. So this side of the island is sort of raised up and rocky and rugged. And this side of the island is going to be shallow and sandy. Nice. And this bit here, what do we do with this? This was an accident where we clicked on the old brush and then raised this up. And I kind of like it. I like this little headland thing sort of being poked out. What I might do is kind of keep with the theme of this side of the island being really, really rocky, rugged, and you know what? we are going to select the cliffs. Cliff 6. Hello. Hello. It says Cliff 6 again. Hello. Whoa. I think Cliff 5 might actually be more... Let's get at some cliffs. Let's get at all the cliffs. Cliff 5, Cliff 4, Cliff 3, Cliff Richard, Cliff 1. Cliff 1. There you go. That is a terrifying... That's terrifying. All right. So we're going to need... probably not... Can we do something with the cliffs as they are? We don't want to raise it up too much. Let's do this. Push you over here. Okay, rotate. I don't want it to be like massively obvious that there is. Is that going to be okay? I don't know why I'm asking that as a question, since by the time we've sorted it out, no one's going to be able to answer. Let's do this. What I want to do is make it kind of not inaccessible, but I want to have the old broken sea stack thing going on to access that part of the island. So what we can do is we'll jam that down. It gives us an idea of height. Clone it, move it up. Boop. Over here, move it down again. Press R to rotate. Knock it this way. I think this little cheat might not work so well. So we were not going to be able to use that. How are we going to do this? I'll tell you what. To the back cave. Or to the big rocks. There we go, big rocks. Are you a big rock? You are indeed a big rock, but not as big as I need it. What about you? What about you? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Okay, so we got all these big rocks here. Which way were we going? I don't actually know anymore. Small rock, small rock, small rock, shoreline rock. Could we use a shoreline rock in this instance? We might actually be able to do it. We might actually be able to do that. Yes. Okay, fine. Fine. Yes, let's do this. Can we... there is a problem with this rock. I think we had it before where we couldn't click on it. Is that it? No. That really isn't it. What? Where were you? Oh my god. Yeah, all right. Let's just put you back into the ground. Just shh. Calm. Actually, was that? No, that's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So we can click on this guy. We can click on this guy. We can't. Oh, there we go. Click on this guy. It's a really weird thing. That. Let's move you out there so you're not going to hurt anything. Right. Okay. Fine. I don't think these rocks can be big enough. Oh, that one might be. Ah, yeah, look at that. That's huge. Right, okay. Let's move this here. Let's move this one over here. I thought from that angle it looked like the sort of something that's missing from its geometry, but no. It's just how the rock is. That's kind of cool. Right, okay, let's have you here. Move you back over there. This is like Lego. All right. We'll just move you down a little bit. There we go. Let's grab an object. Now we were going to use barrels to see how high everything was, but because here we are. We can use a door. We can use a door. Yeah, the player has to be the size of the freaking door. I feel like an idiot. Alright, so if you need scale, then a door is going to be real good because the player has to be able to fit through the freaking door. I would just ignore me if I was listening to this. I'd just be like, "Oh, what is that guy talking about? He's not very intelligent, no?" Yep. So you do that, and then we're just gonna mess around with some of these rocks. Does these look right? I don't think the different color is sort of bothering me. It bothers me. It bothers me. Let's see if we can do something with a rocks everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Right. Small rock, no cliffs, because the cliffs have this texture that's on them. See, this might still be too big. Cliff 1. That's not a cliff, that's a big rock. Cliff 1. Yeah, that's too big. Right, let's grab this, press R, rotate. That's not the way we wanted it to be. See, that's way too big. Way too big. It's great if you want huge amounts of like structural anything. If you move that into the world. No. See, yeah, you really wouldn't be able to get under that. Right, okay. Okay. Assume you can't transform an object, make it smaller. That would be cool. So we'll get rid of that and continue working with what we've got. So we will probably have to make some compromises, right? We'll compromise here, fine. It's not a problem. That thing over there, can we actually do anything with that in terms of using it to decorate? Here. That might not really work that well. No, not really. We can't click on it. That's the problem with this freaking particular rock. You have to click somewhere in the center of it. I wish the hitbox was greater, more hitboxy. We can't drag and click either. We've got it stuck. No, that is something. That's the door. Ah, there we go. I tell you what, you're going to be a problem there. Let's get rid of you. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Anna Robinson, who is... Actually, what's Anna Robinson doing these days? I think probably not a lot. I think she made a ton of money, went to America to do the Weakest Link TV show, and then the Americans were like, "Oh, she's really mean." And it's like, yes, but that's why people liked her in the first place, because she was kind of mean. But she's not a mean person in real life. She's actually all right, a decent enough person. So we are still playing with these rocks. What are we doing? Kind of moving everything around and making these accessible only in one particular method, and that is, I mean, actually, you might be able to jump up on these shoreline cliff pieces, whatever. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Players will go places you don't expect them to go, but if you give them something interesting, they might actually go and investigate that as a preferred pathing method rather than having just to jump up things. It's the old Skyrim / Oblivion / Morrowind effect, where you make a mountain and people just have to scale it, whether it's part of the game design or not. So, yep, that's the thing. Let's do this. Copy that. Move that out. Right. Ooh. I think I might have copied that again. Yeah, I did. Rotate it. Okay. And press T. Bring that back a little bit. Do we want it down or up? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter so much. Right, so we have this kind of little islandy thing. It's fine, but it suffers the same problem as those cliffs over there. So what we're going to do is hit terrain. And smooth? No. Raise. Yeah, hard sides. Okay, so we're going to choose a hard brush. Please. That's the that's the amount. All right. Well, we can't we can undo it. It's not a problem. Let's choose the amount. Let's just grab all that and knock it all the way back down. That's what I want an undo command for. That'd be so neat. But we are going to raise that up. So target value up just a little bit. There we go. Boop boop boop. There we go. Yeah, nice. And the reason we're doing this is because we're just going to smooth it all off, and then we can put something interesting here, like stuff, trees, resources, anything that requires actually climbing across to get it. Angle into cliffs. Okay, that's fine. We might put some rocks and stuff just to see that, just to show that things have fallen away in the past or whatever. We are going to smooth this all the way down. We're going to leave that sort of cranked all the way up. Just going to smooth that edge down. Nice. Nice. In fact, we're going to make the size a bit bigger, actually. There we go. Yeah. So it's all about the smoothing. It's painting and smoothing and painting and smoothing and painting and smoothing. It will benefit the island eventually. If we do the same thing on the outside, what we might actually have to do is raise that up a little bit on the outside. In fact, we will hit lower. Make sure the amount is all the way down. Whew. We keep learning through our own hubris. I think that is a problem. So we'll just kind of make sure this isn't like completely level on the inside. Bits of rock can show through. That's not a problem. I don't mind that. Nice. So we have this kind of area on the outside that we are kind of looking at. We've got this sort of rock structure. It looks a bit unnatural, but we can do something with that. That's not going to be a problem. That, however, gives us kind of an idea of what we can do with that. So I'm thinking put some more rocks here, some stuff on the beach that's fallen down, maybe make the beach a little bit less even because it's a bit too flat at the moment. This area here, it's a good start, but we are going to need to do something with it. And this area over here, I'm actually really liking this. This is kind of cool. So we have got quite a lot of stuff done. It might not feel like it, but by the third episode of making this island, but I think, you know what? I'm going to leave it there. So we'll come back to this and we will continue playing around and continue just adding little features and points of interest and various bits and pieces next episode. But until then, if you are liking this, definitely drop a subscribe, a like, leave a comment if you have anything you want to say, and definitely share with your friends or whatever, because that might actually help the series out. And you know what? I will catch you guys next time.